all of a sudden, everything starts shaking.
I was nearly flung to my knees.
But almost just as I dabbed the feather to the ink, everything in the room and the floorboards themselves began to tremor.
From the Weather Channel, this is Storm Stories.
Special edition, with geologists Drs. Erica Matlubier and Shireen Lord. It's Sunday afternoon, approximately 2 o'clock in New York City. No one suspects that this weekend will be any different, until suddenly the world's greatest city is rocked by an earthquake of considerable magnitude. This same earthquake will take only a few minutes to shock America's second biggest city, Philadelphia. Catherine Robinson, a wife and mother of 3 who resides in one of the surrounding townships within the city of Philadelphia, was preparing for just another ordinary day. But what seemed like a normal and pleasant afternoon suddenly took a destructive turn for the worse.
Well, I went outside to do the wash. Just like any other day, I was sitting there doing the wash underneath the tree, and all of a sudden, the earth starts shaking, and I am so scared. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I just jump up in the tree, and I just sit there, and I'm shaking. I'm so scared. I'm scared for my life. I don't know what's going on. I stay there for about 10 seconds, and then it stops. Everything is fine. But it scared the living daylights out of me. It's those darn witches.
So what caused the earthquake to happen in an area not prone to natural disasters? Is there an answer? Geologists and earthquake specialists Dr. Lord and Dr. Matlubier explain what happened.
Clearly, the people of Philadelphia were deeply disturbed by this event. Earthquake science was not very developed at this time, and people turned to other things, such as witchcraft or the wrath of God, to explain what nature threw at them. And it's true that the East Coast is not known for having earthquakes, but they can happen. They did happen, and more will happen in the future.
There are several main plates on the Earth that were identified long ago by scientists. These include the Pacific, Indo-Australian, Eurasian, North American, South American, African, and Antarctic. And more recently, scientists have discovered smaller plates such as the Caribbean, Nazca, Philippine, Arabian, and Cocos plate.
Sometimes these plates pull apart from each other and create more land, and sometimes one goes underneath another. Also, plates can push against one another and move land up, creating mountains. Finally, plates can move against each other side by side. These areas are where earthquakes usually happen.
However, recently scientists have discovered that earthquakes can happen within the interior of tectonic plates away from any boundaries. They call these intraplate earthquakes. These types of earthquakes are much less frequent, but they can still be just as destructive as interplate earthquakes, and even harder to detect as we don't really know where they are.
Could it be that intraplate earthquake activity caused the destruction in Philadelphia?
Yes!
Yes.
Residents everywhere across the nation's second-largest city were shaken to their feet as the earthquake ripped through the area. It affected approximately 900,000 residents.
What is that? Did you hear that?
Ladies, listen up. Are your arms and shoulders saggy, flabby, and out of shape? Isn't this the one area us girls have never found a solution for? Well, now we have. With the Shake Weight. Now we can shake our way to firm and fabulous arms and shoulders in just 6 minutes a day with the lightweight and easy-to-use Shake Weight for women.
Across the city, 14-year-old Emily Johnson was making her way through her quiet neighborhood to go to the market when things started to shake up.
Well, I was heading to the market, strolling along in peace, and for aught I knew, it was going to be a normal day, and I encountered a pretty little bird's nest along the way and relished in the beauty of nature, and I thought perchance it would be a good omen for the day, but I was wrong. And suddenly there was a great tremor on the earth, and I was nearly flung to my knees, and I had to flee from that pretty little tree.
Based on the descriptions of the event, geologists today are able to figure out and locate where the epicenter of the earthquake was. Now, the epicenter is the point on the surface directly above the origin of the earthquake, and you can see that it was in the Atlantic Ocean close to New York City.
Philadelphia was a very up-and-coming city at the time, with a large population and many buildings being torn down and replaced. It's important to remember that earthquakes don't necessarily kill people, though. The infrastructure that people create kills them. All that said, nobody actually died in Philadelphia's 1884 earthquake.
David Bartlett was spending the afternoon in his small home composing music as he normally did. As he was beginning to write a new opera, the earthquake hit abruptly, throwing him off.
Just like any other Thursday, I sat down to compose. By the by, I'm an accomplished opera writer, and at first I felt not much inspiration towards my writing, but then I thought of my great love, Josefina, and her comeliness inspired me to write a beautiful sonnet. But almost just as I dabbed the feather to the ink, everything in the room and the floorboards themselves began to tremor. It was shaking as if the foot of God had been stomped upon the ground of Pennsylvania. You can be certain I was not dilatory in my exit of the room, but almost as I had begun my flight, the tremors ceased. And I was left quite grappled over the situation.
You buy the Slap Chop, we're gonna give you the Grady for cheese. White cheese, yellow cheese, in the container. Comes with a twister. And watch this, tacos, fettuccine, linguine, martini, bikini. Comes with 2 blades, just bang it. Cheese comes right out, fine and coarse. Parmesan comes with a cover, stays sealed. Put it in the fridge, take it out when you need it. The Slap Chop sells for $19.95, but if you call now, within the next 20 minutes, because you know we can't do this all day, you're gonna get the Grady absolutely free. Just pay for processing. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-951-7471. Call now and you'll get the Grady absolutely free with a Slap Chop.
The city and its inhabitants were rocked by the 1884 earthquake, giving a wake-up call to those on the East Coast. Nowhere is truly immune to the power of a quake, but hopefully by looking at past experiences, geologists can look to improve earthquake measuring technology and earthquake-proof architecture. Perhaps one day, scientists will even be able to predict earthquakes.